Hey guys, today we're going to do some training videos on exercise and different ways to exercise. I want to do a few of these videos where we do show a little bit different ways that we can build up the body and exercise different muscle groups. Kind of like when you swim, you exercise a lot more muscles, or a lot different muscles is what I should say, than when you're walking or running or jogging or lifting weights. So what we're going to do today is we're going to actually work on, I'm going to use sticks, or we call it weapons or scream in martial arts, but sticks as our tool to exercise with, okay? So we're going to start off with one stick first. Okay, so let me grab my stick real quick. All right, and this is what the Filipinos call a baston, but it's just a stick, actually. That's all it is. I'm out here in the grass, I got grass on my stick. So what we're gonna do is start off trading hands. We're gonna start off with a real basic move, okay? This is really good for developing forearm strength right here. So what we're gonna do from here, move back so you guys can see me, is we're gonna do an X slash. So we're gonna come from one side. Basically, we're going from our shoulder to our hip with our hand. So we're just coming this way, okay? Doesn't really matter. There's specific ways I want you guys to do this, but for right now, we're just trying to exercise the forearm and the shoulder muscle, and that's what we're kind of focusing on right now. So we're gonna come here. We're just gonna come from hip to, from shoulder to hip. I said hip to shoulder. From shoulder to hip, like so. Just like that, real easy. This is the starting up, and you want to do probably about 2 or 3 sets of 5, okay? Or you can start off 3, okay? If you haven't ever done this before, you want to do 2 sets of 3 starting off on one hand, and then do 2 sets of 3 on the other hand, which we're about to do the other hand now. So I'm going to do my left hand. If you're mirroring this, you're probably doing your right. So we're going from shoulder to hip, shoulder to hip, just like that, real simple. Making an X. Okay. You don't have to be precise, it's just about the movement right now. If I was teaching this for self-defense or actual martial arts, I'd be talking about precision and different things like that. But right now, just getting the movement down, just like so. Just like that. Okay. Now the next stage is moving your hips. That's really, really important. It's also important for power if you're going to strike somebody, but what we're trying to do is get the body moving, okay? So we're trying to not just work the arms. The first part is working the arms and the forearms, okay? The shoulder and the forearms. The next step is to work the torso. So from right here, we're going to do the same movement, but we're just going to add the hips, twisting the hips and twisting the torso. So right here, I'm going to turn and twist. And I'm going to go to the other side, turn and twist. Okay, so now I'm adding this twisting motion to my movement. See how I'm turning? And I want to make sure I twist the hips as I go. Just like so. Okay, and then like I said, if you're a beginner, if you're just starting out, do 3 sets, or do 2 sets of 3 is what you want to do. So 3 meaning one side then the other side, that's 1, right? 2, and then 3, and then do it again, 2 sets, starting off. Now, if that's too easy for you, you can obviously either add a little bit of speed. Just have to be careful depending on what kind of stick you're using. I recommend, if you guys are going to use sticks, or you can also use weighted, what they have, those weighted bars. Okay, just start off with a real light weight starting off and move really slow, because if you don't want to start off with something kind of heavy, that you want to start off with something that you can pick up pretty easy. Okay, and that could be just a regular stick. A regular stick will work. You can go outside and grab a stick and just use a regular stick, because the motion is the most important thing, not necessarily the weight. But if it's too easy for you and you want to add weight, but you have to start off slow. slower is better. You don't want to do speed, especially if you have weighted object. Okay, so from here, we're going to move. So 2 sets of 3, or 3 sets of 5 is what my next level I consider next level is. You don't have to move your hand like that. I'm just used to doing it. And the dog barking in the background is distracting me. So same thing, we're moving our hips, twisting our torso as we're striking. Just like that, just that nice X. Okay, the next one we're going to do is we're going to double it up. We're going to use 2. So now we're going to do what we call double sticks. We're going to use the same basic X slash, or sometimes I call it a V depending on how we're doing it. Okay, but we're going to use that same X slashing motion. We're going to follow the same motion. So you're going to be here, and you're going to strike X with one hand, bring it back up, and then strike X with the other hand and bring it back up. Real simple. X, X. So real easy. Just like that. And this one you can go back and forth, and you can start connecting them. Don't necessarily speed up, but you can connect them like this. Very easy, super simple, nothing hard. Okay. The next piece of that, what we can do now is add the footwork into that. Okay. So if we're gonna add the footwork into that, I'm trying to keep quiet because we got like neighbors, houses and stuff. See, I want to be too loud, so I'm trying not to be super loud as we do this. Okay, so we want to add the footwork in now. Okay, so let me show you what we're talking about footwork. So now you've got the slashes, and just do one at a time. So very simply, I'm going to show you from this angle here. So I'm going to step, when I move this hand, I'm going to step forward and slash. And then when I slash back, step back and slash. Okay, so I'm going to move my legs with my hands. So I'm going just like that. Okay, so the foot movement, I want to make sure to move my legs with my hands when I'm doing this. Very, very important. Just like so. And then do the same thing on the, let me get closer. And then do the same thing on the other side. If you notice, I'm on an incline that even makes it even more tougher, a little bit more challenging. You can do it on a flat surface first. If you want to find an incline and do it on, it's going to make it even more challenging and tough. So I'm going to do it the opposite way so you guys can see. Okay. So real basic, super easy. Now what we're going to do is combine those two. Instead of just doing one hand, we're going to combine the movement. So this is what I mean by that. So we're going to do one X slash and one step. So this is what I mean by that. Let me show you. Stepping, slashing, come up, stop, step back, slash on the other hand. X on the step, X, bring it back, step back, X on the other hand. Okay? I'm going to show you guys from the side view real quick. And if you notice, as I'm doing it, I'm also kind of going into a stance, bending my front knee a little bit deeper. As you go along, as you get better at this, you can start to add your legs in there and really get deep on the stances as you step, and not just step casually, but really step with intention. This is what I mean. Okay. So that's some basic ways that you can work your arms, and again, you can up the weight of the stick. That will help. Okay, so you can use a bar if you want to. Again, be very careful if you're using a bar. Don't use anything too heavy. You really want to start off, if you can do like a 1 pounder, that would be great. You can even do these exercises with a small bar too. It does basically the same thing and use the same movements with your hands. It works just the same, basically the same. You get more forearm strength when you use an actual stick, okay? But start off with like a 1-2 pounder, something like that. Don't start off with a 5 pounder, especially if you've never done a lot of exercises in this way, especially. Start off with something very light and just work your way up, okay? All right, that's all I had for the video today. We'll see you guys on the next video.